24 years in the industry. Does Gtechniq still have what it takes to be relevant? Stick around and see what this video is all about. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Ryan. This is Fine Detailing. Thank you so much for joining. If this is your first time, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me out. I publish content weekly. If you like car detailing, you've come to the right place. So today we have a special one for you. We have Gtechniq, a British brand out of the UK. They've been around since 2001, so 24 years at the time of filming this video. And I didn't have every product here. I didn't buy any of their coatings or any of their protection. I kind of bought everything, what I would consider to be in their maintenance line, and then a few other odds and ends. So we're gonna jump into the video, guys. I'm gonna start in the exterior, and I'm gonna talk you through that, and then I'm gonna move into the interior. But stick around to the end to hear my final thoughts. I'm gonna give you my top 3 products that I would choose from this line. Stick around. Guys, first thing we're gonna do is wheels and tires. That's kind of pretty much standard on every wash. So Gtechniq doesn't have an official wheel and tire cleaning system. Some other brands do carry, make specific products. So I did my best to kind of discern through their, figure out what in their line would be best. So I started out with the Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner. This seemed to be, and they mentioned it on their site, you can use this as a wheel and tire cleaner and kind of an all-around cleaner. So it does say for heavy soiling, use it neat, and then for regular maintenance, I think it was like 5-to-1 and then 10-to-1 for just like light maintenance. So you'll see in the IK foamer, I have this in here only at 5-to-1, but again, it's not through a foam cannon, so it's an actual 5-to-1 dilution. Decent foam, you'll see that it goes on, and then on the wheels, later I use the Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner. Or I'm sorry, on the tires, just to see how well that cleans. So first I just like to rinse off the wheel, and then I'll go ahead and put the foam on the wheel and tire. We'll let that sit, and then I just jump into cleaning the tire first. That's typically my process, and then from there get into cleaning the barrels. And you'll see I have the Detail Factory barrel blade. That's one of my favorite tools to clean barrels. I notice immediately when I go in, it's not the slickest soap. I mean, I know it says Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner, so that's probably why, but it's not the slickest, but it'll get the job done. So getting the barrels done was relatively easy. And then I did see I don't want to say browning, but I did see it kind of lifting dirt. So that was good to see. And then getting into the actual faces of the wheels. This is the Rad Company wheel mitt. So this one's really nice. I use this on every wheel I touch. It's really good. So getting in there again, good suds, good lubrication, was able to get around it just fine. And then finishing on the lug nuts. Never forget those, guys. Make sure you get a little brush to get in the lug nuts. It's super important there. So overall, it felt decent. It wasn't the slickest, but it feels like, if that's what you want to use to get your wheels clean, that could be a really good product. You'll see I'm also spraying the tires with the straight all-purpose cleaner. Not a lot of sudsing. It all kind of dies down. I do have water-based dressing on my tires, so I was going to see if it could strip anything. I don't really see any browning or anything. I haven't washed the vehicle in a couple weeks, but overall, I think it did okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to really strip too much from your tires. All right, guys, we are on to the next wheel. So obviously they don't have like dedicated wheel and tire cleaners, so I did just pick up some of their iron and fallout remover. We know that that's going to attack the embedded brake dust. So what I did was pre-sprayed the wheels, then sprayed the rims with iron and fallout. I let it react for, 30 to 60 seconds, and it was a really, really quick reaction time, which was good to see. And then from there, I foamed over it again with the citrus, and then did my normal wheel cleaning process. That worked. I mean, we know iron, attacks, embedded brake dust. So if you wanted to kind of find a dedicated wheel system in the Gtechniq line, I would say you could probably use the Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner for wheels and tire combo. And then if you want to get a deeper clean in terms of embedded brake dust, use a iron and fallout remover. That should work just fine. We're getting into our pre-wash, so we're going to use the Gtechniq Citrus Foam. It does say you can use it 1 to 10, specifically in a foam lance, foam cannon, and it's effective citrus degreaser. It works on bugs, etc. So I put this in there 1 to 10. I think I had 700 mils, but I did 1 to 10 dilution. Sprayed it on. As you see, it's not really foamy, it's more runny, but as I've learned more and more about UK pre-washes, a lot of them aren't thick foam, right? In the UK, their idea of a pre-wash, spray it on the surface evenly, have that like even blanket, and then the pre-wash runs off the surface, carrying the dirt and debris with it. So that's a typical, from what I'm learning, is a typical, you know, British or English pre-wash. So that seems to track. It says leave it on for 3 to 5 minutes. I was about 2 to 3 minutes and it was starting to fall off the paint and dry up. So I went around and rinsed it off. I did go back and inspect the paint. It didn't remove any of like the bee droppings that was on the car, those yellow spots you'll see. So it didn't remove those just alone. So I did go touch up before the next step for the contact wash. I touched up with the Citrus All-Purpose Cleaner Neat, let that sit, and then moved into the G-Wash. So we're gonna move into their G-Wash. This is interesting. I think it's ultra concentrated. They do not, they do not advertise it to go in the foam cannon. Traditionally, again, like the way the English wash cars is, you know, they have a citrus pre-wash, then they have like a snow foam to go, and then they typically just go into the bucket wash. When they get to their contact wash, they don't typically foam it first. Now, I think it's catching on in the UK. I think that's more of an American thing. I prefer to, before my contact wash, foam the car down with the same pH neutral soap I'm going to use for my contact wash, and then start washing it, right? The idea there is that it's putting just even more lubrication on the surface just to make it even safer. So that's the only idea there. So you'll see, I put this in the bucket. It only calls for 4 capfuls in the bucket. I did the math. So it's 40 mils to 5 gallons. And then I added a little bit more from the foam cannon. But yeah, it foams up great in the bucket. So you'll see I'm spraying it on the car. It does not perform well in the foam cannon. I have 2 ounces in the foam cannon for 2 ounces to, or what is that, 60 mils to 700 mils. So a fairly decent dilution. It just doesn't foam well. But again, purposes, we're getting it on the paint, we're getting it on the surface for extra lubrication. I'm not gonna knock them because they don't advertise it to work well in the foam cannon, right? It's a bucket shampoo. So the G-Wash on the car, we're gonna get on the paint now. First impressions, using a microfiber wash mitt. It's the Rad Company wash mitt. It's not the slickest soap I've ever felt. It'll get the job done. But there are noticeably slicker soaps on the market. So overall, you know, it'll get the job done. Wasn't my favorite soap. Did I feel like I was damaging anything? Absolutely not. It's definitely a solid performer. All right, guys, next up, we are getting into finishing here. So I've just dried the car, just quickly going around. I like to blow dry it with a blow dryer and then come back with a drying towel and just quickly touch it up. I don't like to use my quick detailers wet because I find I can get streaking or mist spots. So I just touch up any water spots. This is the Rad Company M22 drying towel. It's incredible for ceramic coated cars, SUVs, whatever, trucks. This will dry your car if it's ceramic coated, right? Because there's less water on the surface. So highly recommend that. But now we're getting into the quick detailer step. So I like to, again, take the dry car and then finish it with quick detailer. If there's any small water spots, I'll cover that up. So I use, here I have the Rad Company Gauntlet and the Rad Company FTW towel. I do it slightly different. I use the FTW to spread around my quick detailer for kind of that low nap. And then I finish with the Gauntlet towel because it has kind of that twist loop and that like plush pile blend. So I kind of buff it off, if you will, with the Gauntlet. Overall, good experience with Gtechniq Quick Detailer. This is their V2. This is their new formula. It claims increased slickness. I haven't tried the first one in many years. It's good. Again, knowing what I know, what else is on the market, Garage Therapy, Yum, a lot of other quick detailers are slicker under the towel and on the paint. This is a ceramic coated car. It's had the same coating, so I can judge on my car, in my experience, what is like slick and what's not to me. It's fair. It's mid slickness. Again, it'll get the job done, but it's nothing that's gonna like blow you away in terms of slickness. But again, not bad per se. Next, we're gonna get into Perfect Glass. This is a pretty solid glass cleaner. It clings well to the surface. It doesn't like run down, so I actually like that. It clings. And then I kind of left it for a while just to see, and it totally flashes off. It's not really strong smelling, and I know it's just a glass cleaner, so it can't get too exciting, but overall, like it's pretty good. Like, would I use it again? Yeah, I would. Like, if I'm out of glass cleaner, I would reach for this in the cabinet and feel like it would do a good job. So their Perfect Glass is actually, I think, maybe a little bit of a sleeper. All right, next up, wheels and tires. We're gonna get into the Tri-Clean. No, not Tri-Clean. We're gonna get into the tire dressing with a Y. So they have two different tire dressings. They have this one that I'm using now, which is a water-based, and then they have a durable tire dressing, which is just a longer lasting. This is just water-based. Just want to see how it did. It comes out really easy, applies really easy. You can tell it's a water base. Good sheen, I'd say just slightly satin sheen once it mellows out, and really, really solid. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm gonna guess, you know, a week or two. I don't live in terrible conditions, so probably a week or two. But yeah, no complaints with their tire shine. I love like the sheen of it, so that looks really nice. Into the interior, we're moving on to our Tri-Clean. This boasts like antimicrobial technology. It kills 99.9% of bacteria. It also boasts that it kills odors. So this is a great option for me to try right now. As you can tell, it kind of sounds like I have a cold, because I do. So I did want to kind of sanitize the interior. Some other products that I've used are real heavy on alcohol, which I don't think is good for your leather or plastic. So I use this. It cleans it really well. It flashes off really well. I like it. Overall, yeah, it was a good experience. It did okay on plastics. It could get a little streaky on like the center console or like the piano black. So I wiped it down, little streak, flip the towel, and then wipe it over. So it doesn't fully flash that way. So just food for thought there. The other thing is I did test the pH on this, and I know not all pHs are created equal, but I was just curious, and it looks like, you know, I'll overlay that on the screen. I think it was about a 10. You guys let me know. I'm like, my colors aren't always the greatest. It looks like about a 10 pH, so just keep that in mind. I didn't use it on my leather. I just used it on my plastic door cards. So I would just be mindful of that. But next, I did want to try their Matte Dash AB. This is a really intriguing product to me. So I don't believe in like leather coatings per se, but you know, what I liked about this was that, you know, it's UV protectant and it has abrasion resistance, which I always think is really valuable. I've used other products in the past, specifically on my lower door cards, right? The plastic area on the lower door cards and the kick plate kind of when you get in the car. We're always going to kick those with our shoes and they'll get scuffed up. But if we put kind of layers of protection, that can actually limit or actually stop those scuffs, because once you get those permanent scuffs in plastic, it's almost impossible to get them out. So I was eager to try this product. So you'll see me here spraying it on. I love this for interior application of anything, interior dressings or whatever. This is the Rag Company. It's kind of their no soak applicator. I think you can use it for ceramic coatings, but I use it for interior and it's an awesome tool. I'll link to it below. But yeah, you'll see me spread this on. Again, it spreads on fine, it flashes. I probably didn't need to wipe it. It does say, you know, come back and level it with a towel. Exactly what it says. It's a matte finish. Nothing. I even tried to kind of tape it off. At first you can see something and then it kind of dissipates. So which is good. It's not meant to be like a dressing, right? It's meant to protect your plastics, something that you can't see. So I would probably use that again. I think that's a pretty good product. Smart Fabric. This is one of my favorite products in the line. So spoiler alert for my top 3, but stick around. Smart Fabric is one of the best durable water repellent sprays for fabric on the market. You can use this on soft tops. Where I use this are car interiors. You can use this on carpets. You can use this on floor mats. So I use this on my floor mat. So I'll cut to this doing on an old floor mat. You'll see, you know, I'm seeing about 6 months or so of like hydrophobics, but you'll see what happens here once it's sprayed. The hydrophobics on carpet is unbelievable. Now you're like, Ryan, why do we need hydrophobics on carpet? Well, I don't know about you, but have you ever spilled anything in your car? Spilled a bottle of water, spilled a coffee, spilled whatever. So what that does is it's not a permanent barrier. It'll eventually soak in, but it'll keep it on the surface for a short while, allowing you to, you know, pull over or stop or whatever, and then sop that up with a towel versus just soaking into your mats or your carpet, right? And then now you have that permanent funk in your carpet. So that's why we want to use a product like Gtechniq Smart Fabric. It's to give that protective barrier, that sacrificial layer that might help us in a pinch if we do have an oopsies, or if you have kids. Highly recommend spraying this on your fabric seats. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you sticking around. I would love to give you my final thoughts and kind of talk through my top 3 products for you. You know, Gtechniq has been around for a long time. They have some solid products in the line, but I would love to see them do some more innovation, if I'm being very honest. First and foremost, what's not listed in this video There's a few other, like I said, maintenance products, sealants. So where I do think they shine in their ceramic coatings, Crystal Serum Light, CSL, and EXO. That combo has just been a tried and true performer over the years. They make some really, really good ceramic coatings. C5, their wheel armor is a great coating. Their trim restore is also a great coating. So I think they do really, really, really good coatings. And then their maintenance line, I would love to see a few more products, or I'd love to see maybe some innovation in it, to be honest with you. You know, the citrus all cleaner, like all-purpose cleaner, I'm sure it does well on road grime and things like that, but would love to see like a dedicated wheel and tire system from Gtechniq, something more dedicated to wheels and tires. That could be a really interesting thing to see. So iron and fallout work great, no issues. The citrus cleaner, it's like, you know, it's okay. It wasn't the slickest, so I don't know if I'd use that again. Citrus foam was decent. I didn't have any, you know, road grime, but I did have those bee things, right? It says it does work well on bee or bugs and stuff, or pollen. It didn't remove the pollen on my car, so I had to come back and spot treat. So citrus foam leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not the most exciting, but will it get the job done for you? Absolutely. G-Wash, same thing, not the slickest soap. It's pretty highly concentrated, but would love to see something that you could use in the foam cannon, and something that's just a little bit slicker would be ideal. Water spot remover, I didn't use this, I didn't need it in this video. Their water spot remover, I think, is one of the best water spot removers on the market. It works really, really, really well. It's highly effective. So this is their W9. If you guys need a water spot remover, pick this up. This is incredible. So I'm a big fan of that. Quick detailer, I spoke about that in the video. It's not the slickest. Will it get the job done for you with leaving no protection? Yes. So if you're chasing a quick detailer, like I often do, something that doesn't leave any, you know, durable protection, maybe some polymers or something. But if you're chasing that, the quick detailer is a great option just to kind of get the job done as a final wipe. So that's something to consider there. The Perfect Glass is kind of a sleeper. I think it did really well. I'm going to keep playing with it. Glass cleaners tend to surprise me here and there. So I think Perfect Glass is actually really good. So I would definitely check that out. If you're in the market, you can buy it. What's cool about Gtechniq is, depending on where you look, you can buy 250 milliliter, 500 milliliters, 1 liter bottles, gallons, 5 liters, etc. So you can buy a little baby bottle if you want to try it. I think the Perfect Glass does come in a 500 mil, but you'll get through that pretty quickly. Tire dressing, really good. Water-based tire dressing. Would I use it again? Yeah, it was good. I love the sheen on it. It's not too glossy. It's not like too matte. It's that perfect kind of satin finish. Really, really great choice there. TriClean, I think it's good to have in the arsenal, especially if you want to kill bacteria, or if you're a professional and you want to advertise like, you know, an interior cleaner that kills bacteria. That could be a really good product for you. Again, I did test it out and saw it was a pH of 10. I don't know if I'd use that on really high-end leather. I didn't want to use it on my leather, so just something to consider. It smells like a cleaning product, like it just smells clean and refreshed. So yeah, not a bad experience. Just keep an eye out about that, or just be aware of that pH. Matte Dash is pretty cool. I like it. If it does help with abrasion resistance, you know, great. I applied this to the rest of my door cards and all the plastic finishes in the car. So I think Matte Dash is a really cool product. Smart Fabric, I think this is the best product in their line. It's absolutely incredible. You saw the hydrophobics, and unfortunately that's happened. I've had someone in my car, they spilled, luckily it was water, but they spilled water on the floor, and you know, once we got to where we're going, pulled over, the water was beating up on the surface. This is really great. Again, it'll work on convertible roofs. You just need to mask off the rest of your car and follow the procedure properly, clean it, prep it. But I like it on interiors of cars. It's incredible. So my favorite products, guys, I think the ones for you not to miss are probably definitely the Smart Fabric. Even if you don't have, you know, you have rubber floor mats, you still have carpet underneath that. This would be great to treat the carpet, especially before winter comes. So Smart Fabric is awesome. I would definitely check out the Matte Dash. I think that's a really cool product. And then I think I'd probably say water spot remover. Just, it'd be good to have that in your arsenal. So I would say Smart Fabric, AB Matte Dash, and then the water spot remover would be my top 3 in line for you to go check out. I'll link to all these products below. Most of these I think you can pick up at the Rag Company. My code FD10 will save you 10% off. So you can pick those things up there and anything else I used in the video. Let me know, guys. The only thing I didn't show here was like their hydrocoat. I think it's hydrocoat. It's their spray on rinse off sealant. It's like Geon's equivalent of wet coat. I think it's out, but it's coming out soon. But that's another cool product that they just launched. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Personally, I would love to see Gtechniq innovate and come out with some new products or some updates to formulas. Maybe they have and they haven't told us, but I know that they're based in the UK and that's probably one of their stronger markets. But I think they're very popular in the US. Would love to see some fun new stuff, maybe in like the soap lineup from Gtechniq. I think that could be really cool. But let me know your thoughts. Do you use Gtechniq? Do you like this brand? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? That's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. My name is Ryan. This is Fine Detailing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye all.